I'm making this video to help people who have self-harmed or in the past or are self-harming now. And I say self-harm and not emo because I don't like the word emo. There's really no point to it. That's not the true meaning of it. Emo stands for emotional. We all know it. Self-harm is somebody who purposely hurts themselves for whatever reason it might be. And I made this video because I used to self-harm myself, and I want to help others too. And I thought of many ways to do this: writing a book, writing an article maybe, or but nobody really reads anymore. So I'm going to post a video on YouTube. So the thing is, though, I'm not going to show my scars. I have them. Other people have them. I'm not going to show them because we don't really need to see them. But I'm making this to show you that you can get past it. You just got to keep holding in there. And no matter what happens, you're going to get past it. And really, people who do self-harm, it can lead to suicide. And suicide is it's a big problem within, young girls and young guys. And, the problems that you have will pass. I promise you that. You're not going to remain in that situation forever. And suicide is, a temporary, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And I want people to see this, to show them just you can hold it. And I've self-harmed in the past for 4 years. And it was the worst 4 years of my life. I was unhappy with myself, with everybody else. But as I got older, and I did go to counseling, I was in residential centers, which is not very fun. You're stuck with a bunch of people who you may not like, but you have to stay there with them all the time. And I was there for 9 months. 9 months of my life is gone. Along with those 4 years I self-harmed, all those years are gone. And I hate to hear girls and guys say, oh, well, I did this because, this and this. I'm like, well, you shouldn't self-harm, you shouldn't think of suicide, because it's very tragic. And when you do commit suicide, you end up giving up so much of your life. And you may think nobody wants you around, but think the little things. If you have pets, you may not believe it, but they do look up to you. Even if it's something simple like that. I have friends who self-harm, and they used to self-harm, and they keep themselves from doing it because they have pets who they love. Or, you have a best friend who might miss you, well, who will miss you, or boyfriends or girlfriends, and then, of course, your parents. And no parent wants to bury their child. That's a worst parent's, nightmare. And sadly, a lot of times it does come true for people, and it's very tragic. And I'm really sorry for those guys and girls who do self-harm. And I hope this video does help you and motivate you to go past it, because it's not going to last, I promise. And you'll get past it, and everything will be good. You just have to work at it. And you probably, some people don't like going to therapy, but if you do self-harm, a therapist is the best option, and I plead to you to please go to one. If you do see this, if you're looking for a sign to live, this is it right here. You mean so much to the world, that you mean so much to so many people. You may not even realize it. Somebody you don't even talk to might look up to you and you don't even know it. So this is really my way of saying I care about all those young boys and girls, Even like adults do this too, and I care about all of them. And I wanted to say that, hold in there and stay strong because it's not going to last, I promise.